Okay, this is the lesson that you should be watching on Monday, May 5th, and it has to do with the properties of logs. Last week we did these rules where we would have this form and expand it, and now we're going to go from this form and condense it. So here's the example that I have. We're going to take this power, and notice that if it's in front, it now moves up here. So I'm going to write log base 3 of 7 squared, and I'm going to take minus log base 3 of x to the 5th. Now this minus one looks like this one here. So I'm going to take log base 3, 7 squared over x to the 5th, which I can now simplify to be 49 over x to the 5th. And that is how we condense those. This next one is a little more complicated, and we're just going to take it in pieces. So I'm going to take this 2, I'm going to write log base 8, and it was a power rule, so I'm going to bring it up here, x squared. Now this is a minus, so what I'm going to do is pull out the minus. It's called factoring, and I am now going to write it as log 8, log base 8 of 5, plus 3 log base 8 of y. Now what I'm going to do is take this log 8 x squared minus, and I'm going to condense this. It's a plus, so I'm going to write it as log base 8, and I'm going to take 5 times. Now remember, this moved up here, so we're going to say y cubed. Now this is a minus, so I'm going to write this as log base 8 x squared divided by 5y cubed. And that is my final answer. Now let's try this last one. Again, we're going to take it in steps. We're taking these rules up here and going backwards. So I'm going to write log base 4. This is the power rule, so I'm going to put it back to the power, minus log base 4, 42, and this goes back up here as well. Now with the minus, I'm going to write log base 4, and by the way, I could only do these as long as the base is the same. This is a minus, so it's 14 cubed divided by 42 cubed. And so now I'm going to simplify this a little bit. I'm going to write log base 4, 14 divided by 42, and that whole thing is cubed. I'm going to simplify it some more. 14 goes into 14 once, and 14 goes into 42 3 times. And now what I have is log base 4, 1 cubed over 3 cubed, which is log base 4, 1 over 27. And that is my final answer. Now you should be able to do your homework, which is on section 8.5b, numbers 31 to 61 odds. It ends up being 16 problems, but it's going back and forth from condensing to expanding. Expanding is what we learned the other day. It actually looked like this section here. So this is the expanding, and then we would go backwards and get to the condensing. Hopefully you can see this clearly and you will be able to follow what steps I've done. Make sure you have these formulas in front of you, and hopefully that will help.